Before we begin, I told them that I was going to embarrass them. This kind of stuff doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of a bunch of hard work, and hard work primarily by two people. One of them is up there, that's Kristen Yearling, and the other is running around outside. There she is, Erin, Canaday. So I'd like to give them a round of applause. This roundtable is a direct result of their hard work and they're listening to parents about what parents are concerned about. And as you can see, if you are concerned about residential services, you're not alone, okay? That's one thing that you can be certain of tonight, that you're not alone. To that end, one of the questions that came through was a request about networking with other parents who are in similar situations. So what we've done is we have a sign-up sheet at the front table if you have to leave early, or at the Resch, Root, Phillips, and Graham table directly, when you leave this auditorium, directly in front of you. You can leave your name, number, and email address. By putting your name on that list, you're going to say it's okay for me to send out an email spreadsheet with all of that. And then I'm going to let you guys just kind of take it from there. Reach out to whom you'd like. If you'd like to use that to start a conversation, create a group. I don't know what all the technology is out there, but you can create a group where you talk to each other, an online community. So we'll let you guys take it from there. But please don't feel like you're alone after tonight. Tonight is going to be a roundtable discussion where I'm going to ask questions that have been submitted prior to this event. If you do have a question that you did not submit and would like to ask it, there are note cards. Erin, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Note cards, and you can put your question on the note card. If you want to hold it up, Kristen and I will grab it and give it to Logan.
Great, and we will get to those if we can. If you do not get your questions answered tonight, you each have a binder or a book of these resources. Please reach out to them individually. Every person up here is in this business to help people, and without you wanting help, we don't have jobs. So please do reach out to the individuals on the panel to ask your specific question. I would like to remind us that we are talking about residential services. Many of the people you see up here do lots of different things, but if we can just focus on residential services and keep other questions about other topics to private conversations with these individuals. I'm also supposed to remind you that these represent general residential services, that there are many agencies to choose from, but I will tell you that people who are here are volunteering their time to be here and answer your questions. And with that, I'm going to begin by just introducing each individual here on the panel. And when I do introduce you, would you please just briefly, in one or two sentences, tell who you are, or I will have done that, I guess, but what you do in your interaction with residential services. Okay? So first, the first person here is Jarrod Hunt, and he's with Wynn-Reeth Incorporated.
Yep, I'm the CEO for Wynn-Reeth. Been with the agency for the 25 years that we've been around, and I just do it all.
And what does Wynn-Reeth do?
Wynn-Reeth is a developmental disabilities provider here in Ohio. We provide basically all of our services under the Department of PD.
Great, thank you. And next we have Rachel Kahle. She is a mentor recruiter at REM Ohio Shared Living.
I'm a recruiter and a program director currently for the Dayton to Columbus to Cincinnati area of Ohio for the Ohio Shared Living program. Ohio Shared Living is a combination of adult foster care and adult family living. So I just work with our mentors, that can be family members or non-family members, find open homes and then help the families get their supplemental income and follow up with them if they have an adult child or family member living in their home.
Thank you. Next we have Kris Potridge. He's a service consultant manager for Union County Board of DD.
Hi, I'm Kris. Like Logan said, I'm from Union County and I'm a manager of the Sports Services Department. And a lot of what we do is working with housing.
thanks. Next we have Jeff Pattison. He's the Assistant Director of Service Coordination for Franklin County Board of DD.
Thanks, Logan. Happy to be here this evening. I work with Lynn Johansson down up front here, who's a residential manager in Franklin County, and we do similar work to Kris, day-to-day conversations about roommate fit, troubleshooting, trying to look at what option, residentially speaking, might be ideal, and then sometimes we're having conversations about making some adjustments. We serve about 8,000 people, and 5,000 of which I think have waivers. So that tends to be a slightly different conversation about community supports versus waiver supports. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to focus in on residential supports today, so thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, Jeff. Next we have Cheryl Smart. She is the Director of Support Services for Delaware County Board of DD.
Hi.
You're on. You're on.
Okay, thank you. I am Cheryl Smart, thank you. And as you'll notice, we all use a little different terms for service and support administration, case management in each county, just because we like to confuse people sometimes with our terminology. But it is basically the same thing. We assist people through the process, looking at housing. In Delaware County, we do not have any licensed facilities, which is a little different than most counties. We didn't grow, we've grown quite a bit in the last couple decades, but we didn't grow with having that foundation. So a lot of the residential supports that we provide follow a supported living model. I also like to introduce Jennifer McLeish. She is one of our SSA managers. So she's here tonight as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Ryan Cook. He's the Executive Director of All Our Friends.
So, All Our Friends, we have 3 different divisions. We have day support, supported employment, and supported living services. We serve individuals in 6 different counties: Franklin, Delaware, Fairfield, Licking, and Van Wert County. We basically do everything that mom and dad do for the individuals once they move out. So we have individuals who live on their own. We have individuals who have a roommate. It just depends on what you guys are looking for.
Great. Next we have Jill Hess, and among other things, she's a parent.
Hi, I'm Jill Hess. I have a son, Frankie, and he is 30 years old. He's autistic, and we were in the Upper Arlington School District and the Dublin School District. And he currently is living in actually a condominium up on Bethel Road with staff, and he goes to the day program at All Our Friends, which is fabulous. But he also works independently.
Thank you, Jill. Next we have Tina Root, who, among other things, is a parent.
Hi. My husband Bill's next to me. We have a daughter who is now 33. She moved out her last year of high school and has been living with 24/7 care the whole time. She goes to a day high program also. She has a roommate. She's in a condominium. So happy to tell you as much as you want to know about that. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Tina. Next we have Bill Root, who's an attorney at Resch, Root, Phillips, and Graham.
Yes, I'm fortunate enough to be married to the lady to the left, who has all the answers tonight. We're a state planning law firm, special needs planning, and have done so for a long time, and I'm pleased to have 2 partners in this. Logan Phillips, one of them, and Derek Graham is in the back if you want to raise your hand there, Derek, so people can see you. And I'm glad to answer any questions you have, because with Tina, we've been able to raise a daughter that requires 24/7 living, and we're 24/7 care, and been able to transition her to supported living on her own since she's 22.
Great, thank you, Bill. And next we have Critty Buenconsejo. She is the CEO of Creative Housing and Creative Renovations.
Hi, we provide supported living housing options to support Franklin County Board of DD's initiatives for community integration. We offer a variety of homes and options out there, and I am happy to be here to talk to you. I know there's a lot of curious people about what's possible.
Great, thank you. So let's get to the questions. This first question has 3 parts. That sounds like a quiz show. Are there financial supports to pay for apartment or home for my child to move to, pay for services, Are waivers the only funding? And are there government subsidies to help pay for housing? How do we access them? So let's take the first part, and whoever would like to answer this question, please feel free to jump in. Are there financial supports to pay for apartment or home my child will move to? Someone like to take that? Kitty?
So there are options as far as Section 8 vouchers that are out there. We have some people living in our homes that receive vouchers from Section 8 as well as HUD 811 programs. The state is also offering, Ohio DD is offering a rental voucher as well. So there are some other options out there, and I think other counties might have some other offerings as well. I can only speak to what Franklin County and Creative Housing do together.
Could you tell us, how do you access Section 8? Is that through the Department of Developmental Disabilities, or what's Section 8?
So Section 8 is actually through Job and Family Services, I'm pretty sure, right? No? CMHA.
Local Metropolitan Housing Authorities.
Yes, Columbus Metropolitan
I don't know
Housing
where it would be
Authority.
in Delaware.
So I'm gonna repeat that. So it's the local
Metropolitan Housing Authority.
Metropolitan Housing Authority.
Those are federal funds that are funneled through those agencies.
Everybody hear that? Federal funds funneled through those agencies. Thank you. You're gonna get a mic here in a second.
And so in Franklin County, that all starts with the county board. If you talk to your service coordinator, and it all gets coordinated, and actually the county board and Creative Housing do the application together and support that.
Okay. Bill and Tina, can you, I know that Erin was in an apartment for a period of time before she moved into a condo. How did she pay rent?
We had a waiver, so we had waiver services as far as being able to pay for caregivers that were there while she lived there. Also, her SSI, her Social Security, is available.
Okay.
And there is also a housing allowance in Delaware County that she qualified for.
So what you heard was SSI is a way to pay for housing. Anybody else have anything to add on the panel related to paying for rent?
I will.
Yeah, please, Cheryl. Thank you.
Sure. As was stated earlier, it is Metropolitan Housing Authority that does, and sometimes it's called Section 8, sometimes it's a Metro voucher, and it is based county by county because the federal government gives them a formula based on the urban area that they're assigned to. So it will differ from county to county, and it doesn't usually travel from one county to another if you move in between. We do have a very limited housing subsidy. There are some criteria that folks need to meet to have that. That's not something that's mandated by county boards, so it is based on available funding. And but that is to try to serve a gap. We do require that people sign up for Metropolitan Housing as well. We have had a couple of individuals, especially families that we serve that are eligible for services, work through Habitat for Humanity to own their own home, which has been really nice to see. We've had a couple of brothers do that. We've had a parent and some children. So that's another avenue that we've helped people with as well.
Great, thank you. I'm going to move on to the next part, I think, and we heard a little bit about this, but about the support services, waiver funding. Is that the only way to get support services? Anybody talk about that, please, from one of the county boards?
I guess I'll pipe in here a little bit. They tend to go hand in hand with us. So we do, people that do not have waivers, our service coordinators or SSAs, and I agree that acronyms are very confusing here. So part of our job is to help within a given county, you to navigate all of these systems, Jobs and Family Services, Columbus Metro Housing Authority, Housing and Urban Development if that's appropriate, and then also our own subsidy programs where we have more kind of limited funds that are available to try to extend the affordable and accessible housing needs for our neighbors. The programmatic side is a key piece to our project. So that is where we're rule driven, and so based on what waiver eligibility looks like for an individual, based on their current need, configuration. That really drives a lot of the conversations, whether you're talking about, I don't know if the audience is familiar with the level 1 waiver, the self waiver, or the IO waiver. It can look very different as you start planning out years out here. For us, the important piece is that we start having a conversation. We start taking a look at what those unique needs, preferences, desires are, and then we can start moving forward within our team to hopefully go down that road and find a good fit.
So am I hearing that this needs to come from the parents expressing interest in their child moving out of the home?
Yes, it's a conversation within families and within teams. For us, the first step would be then with engaging with the service coordinator to do what's called supported living options request, and then we'll look at all the kind of the array of options that are available from rent subsidies to creative housing, owned properties to other congregate settings to maybe some of those HUD or